All right, Miles, it's superlatives time. Week 8, you're up first, as always.
All right, let's go. My first one is Dennis Allen's revenge. And that's because the Saints defeated the Raiders 24-0 yesterday. Dennis Allen, of course, was the Oakland Raiders head coach from 2012 to 2014, got fired in season. And then this was the first shutout loss that the Raiders had since 2014. Dennis Allen had already been fired by that point, but they lost 52-0 to the then St. Louis Rams on a day where Trey Mason, of all people, went way, way off. And look, Alvin Kamara, he went off yesterday, had a few touchdowns. He hadn't had a touchdown all season, and then he got into the end zone. But it was really the Saints defense that just made things difficult for Derek Carr and company all day long. Derek Carr threw for 101 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 1 catch, 6 yards. Devontae Adams, 1 catch for only 3 yards. The Raiders didn't even run a play in New Orleans territory until there was 2 minutes left in the game and Jarrett Stidham was in at QB because they'd waved the white flag. Way to go, Dennis Allen and the New Orleans Saints.
That was amazing to me. One of the most stunning outcomes of the week because I bought the idea that the Raiders got through 5 tough games to start the season, had their bye week, came out and kind of systematically, methodically took apart a Texans team that they should have. And I thought they would go in and face a Saints team that felt like they were on the ropes. And if they were on the ropes, they pushed themselves off and knocked out the Raiders. And, now people are starting to say, and I'm getting, now that the Broncos have, won a game, the pro-Bronco, pro-Nathaniel Hackett crowd is feeling their oats a little bit. And they're like, well, why aren't people calling for Josh McDaniels to be fired? It's like, first of all, nobody was calling for Nathaniel Hackett to be fired. We were pointing out the fact that Nathaniel Hackett wasn't hired by the people who now own the team. And these people are titans of industry. They are ruthless in a good way and a bad way combined. They're ruthless in that exact definition of the term. They're not going to mess around.
Right.
Mark Davis hired Josh McDaniels. And I saw that Paul Gutierrez of ESPN pointed out that it was another long meeting for Mark Davis and Josh McDaniels in the coach's office after the game. Fine, but Mark Davis hired Josh McDaniels. He's not going to fire Josh McDaniels. Definitely not during the season and probably not after a season, unless Mark Davis would say, hey, can we bring back Mike Mayock and Rich Bisaccia? I don't know. Some would say maybe he should have just kept those guys in place in the first place, but it's a different vibe. But so far, Miles, it's a work in progress that isn't working.
Yes, it absolutely is not working, and it's really bad. I mean, look, if you have Devontae Adams with 1 catch for 3 yards, that's a systemic failure. I don't understand how that happens. I really don't. I mean, and like I said, I don't want to take anything away from what the Saints did defensively because obviously they were very good, but you can't have an offense, even without Darren Waller, that has 1 catch for 6 yards for Hunter Renfrow after the money you paid him and 1 catch for 3 yards for Devontae Adams after the money you paid to him and Derek Carr with 101 passing yards after the money you paid to him, right? All of those things are very unacceptable. And it's why Josh McDaniels is apologizing to Raider Nation at the podium after the game.
And here's the thing to remember. If it does continue to go sideways and the stuff hits the fan, it's probably not going to be McDaniels that's gone. It's going to be Carr that's gone. And remember, big contract, $40 million a year. They have an out right after the Super Bowl. Now, it's considered bad form when you have guarantees that vest in the days right after the Super Bowl. The unspoken message supposedly is you're not going to cut the guy. That's just a device for managing the funding rule and all that crap. We really going to keep you. We'll see. They have an out right after the Super Bowl if they want to move on from Derek Carr. And the way Derek Carr played yesterday, there may be somebody else out there that Josh McDaniels has in mind for 2023. We'll see. My first one, Tyreek's wish comes true. And this is my theory on what happened with Tyreek Hill last year in Kansas City. Because he had career-high targets, career-high catches. But he wasn't happy with the number of times the ball was coming his way. I think Tyreek Hill saw what Cooper Kupp was doing last year and said, if he can do it, I can do it. I can do it even better than Cooper Kupp. And guess what? Through 8 games this year, he's on pace to do it better than Cooper Kupp. He's on pace for 2,042 receiving yards, which would make him the all-time leader, the first guy to have 2,000. 1964 is the record. Kupp came within 17 yards of it last year. Calvin Johnson said it a decade ago. And you watch the Dolphins game, Tyreek Hill, if he stays healthy, he's got a pretty good chance of breaking that record and getting to 2,000. I think that's what happened in Kansas City at the end of the day. Part of it, too, was this is all Patrick Mahomes, and I'm never going to be the guy. And I think he kind of wants to be the guy. But I think he also wants to be Cooper Kupp. And he wants to show he can be better than Cooper Kupp. And from a production standpoint this year, Myles, he is.
Yeah, he certainly is. And look, I mean, when you're doing the things that he's doing and you are the type of target that he is, I mean, I understand why that's something that you want. And at least Miami is winning games right now. So second one from me, let's call it the Lean On Me Award. And this one goes to Derrick Henry, who rushed for 219 yards in that win over the Texans. I saw Malik Willis, who made his first NFL start yesterday. He said after the game, why would we throw it when we can run it with Derrick Henry and nobody can stop him? And I think that's a damn good question, because that's why he was only throwing for 10 times. He threw 10 times. That's crazy in an NFL game, and they got the win, and he got his first victory. And I give a lot of credit to Mike Vrabel, who is able, when your quarterback goes out with an illness, you say, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? A lot of teams would not adjust the way that the Tennessee Titans did. Give that ball to Derrick Henry, lean on that guy, and make sure that you come away with the win. Titans are 5-2 right now, Mike.
Yeah, and they just kind of quietly, methodically.
Stack them up. Stack them up, baby.
Nobody's paying attention, although we're all going to be paying attention on Sunday night. Titans, True. Chiefs, both teams 5-2, I think. Yes, 5-2. Mm-hmm. I hate this time of year because some teams have had a bye, some teams haven't. Some teams have played 8, some teams have played 7. The Chiefs are on their bye right now. The Titans have had their bye, both teams 5-2. Before we say goodbye to the superlatives, I have to do this. And look, I'm getting lobbied by people for different superlatives. A.J. Brown, our friend Mary in Atlanta, wants us to mention A.J. Brown because she's a big Eagles fan. We already talked about the Eagles, but we've already talked about the Vikings, but we haven't talked about this. Jared Allen entering the Ring of Honor. This is the Viking is a Cowboy Award. Riding his horse out onto the field for the Ring of Honor induction. That is something. And by the way, that's an artificial turf field. And I asked Zadarius Smith about that. First of all, he said, I've got a couple of horses in Florida, so the next time I'm down there, I'm going to get on the horse and get a cowboy hat and recreate that moment. And I also said, there's a chance that horse is going to leave some things behind on the field. And Zadarius said, yes, I smelled it in the third quarter. So, but what an awesome, my son texted me, Jared Allen is riding a horse. It's like, what are you talking about? And Jared Allen riding a horse. Great photos, great images, great day for Jared Allen. Congrats to him.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.